The game our group played was called the Imagined Leviathan, a simulation game. One of the main goals of the game is to prevent your character from freezing to death. Throughout the game, you must build fires in order to keep warm. Your character is on their way to deliver an urgent message. The game may also be classified as horror due to the ominous sounds, the two-tone black and white screen, and the imagery of text in the sky. The values embedded in the game are survival, mindfulness, and awareness. This game enforces a very important message about climate change. It could be argued that this is more of a message than a game. There are several details throughout the game that can give you clues as to what the game is really about. There's abandoned cars, electrical poles, trees, and life stories. This game could have a lasting effect on the people who play it, possibly motivating them to speak out against climate change. There are few explicit values in the game. The ones that are in the game are survival, mindfulness, exploration, patience, and awareness. The survival aspect is clear since one of the player's main goals in the game is not to freeze to death. The values, mindfulness, and awareness are evident as well. There are ominous creatures that you must avoid. There's a creature that is hunched over, white, and human-like, and another one that is a large flying figure in the sky. It could be considered the Leviathan. In the moments where the Leviathan is in the sky, the player is given a cluster of words in the sky telling the player that it's above and to keep quiet. Another value is exploration. This is important because if the player doesn't find fuel or kindling, they will die and lose the game. The last value in the Imagined Leviathan is patience. You can't just run to the end of the game. You have to continuously build fires to keep warm. Each of these values can carry over into the issue of climate change. The Imagined Leviathan is set in a dystopian post-climate Britain. If every person valued survival, mindfulness, and awareness like required in the game, the world would see a real response to climate change. This game is a reminder that if we are not mindful about our everyday purchases and carbon footprint and are unaware of our impact on the environment, as corporations and individual people, then the future of our planet could be very similar to that of the Imagined Leviathan. Exploration and patience could be possible solutions to the issue of climate change. As a society, we must explore the options we could pursue to defeat climate change. Patience could also have a huge impact. If we give up after one attempt at getting rid of climate change, we might never find a solution. The plot of the game is very unique among other games. The landscape is almost entirely white with the exception of some black. It adds mystery and keeps the player alert since the only way to identify objects is their silhouette. There are some objects that are needed to start fires, such as fuel, kindling, and life stories. These life stories must be sacrificed in the fire in order for the character to warm up. Once you burn them, the player must listen to their story. The words of the story are scattered in the sky throughout.
All marked as ocean. The seas are rising, said teacher. It's because we burn black corpse fluid and eat red corpse meat. I began to cry.
The life stories are a reflection of what the world used to be. In the context of a post-climate change world, it serves as a reminder of what life used to be like in this now desolate, empty wasteland of snow. There are no character options in the Imagined Leviathan. Every player is the same character and you don't get a chance to ever see the character. The only thing you can see of the character is their footsteps in the snow. There are no other characters that are human featured in this game. It really emphasizes how alone and empty the world truly is. The fact that you cannot see the person due to the first-person aspect of the game really forces the player to envision themselves in this scenario. Wandering through the snow, having to fight the cold, this can really evoke emotions out of the player and further try to influence them to take a stance against climate change. There are a couple other things in the game that could be considered characters. There's the tall, white, hunched-over creatures that appear for a split second running through the snow. There is also a huge, dark creature in the sky. Though these characters do not pose any actual threat to the player, it adds to the horror of the game. The theme of the Imagined Leviathan is climate change. Because the game is set up in a post-climate change world, the player is forced to endure all the effects of that kind of environment. This game serves as a warning sign to the present. It's trying to warn us that our future will end up like this if we don't make a change. To win the game, you must deliver a message to future generations by carving it into the steel hedges. This could be interpreted as a message to the current generation to make a change. Although this game is simple and short, it is a powerful implication of our future.